I want to sort of talk about is the Gen 3. Okay, and obviously we're talking about this roadmap and we're moving into Gen 3 and we're hoping that there's a step forward. But there's rumblings that there really isn't that much of a step forward. It's not that much of a huge leap as what maybe manufacturers would like going into Gen 3. And the news story came out that Mahindra Racing has signed up to Gen 3. And I think everybody looked at that on Friday and went, yeah, of course, right? Everyone's going to sign up to Gen 3. Like, why wouldn't they sign up to Gen 3? And then, boom, no BMW, no Audi. So that means everyone has to sign up for Gen 3. So therefore, you've got Mercedes who have been rumbling, who are saying, well, we're still here, but there's still things in place that we want to be checked out before making that commitment to going to Gen 3. And I'm sure that will be the same with Porsche. I'm sure that will be the same with Jaguar, the same with Nissan. All those manufacturers now will be going, you know what, we want some security, some sort of thing that we can, tangible, that we can cling on to and say, yes, this series is going in the right direction. It is worth our time being in here. And if that doesn't happen, then this could just be the start, the simmering of the volcano erupting, and then maybe in a year's time, the full volcano could erupt.
Well, yeah, I think with Gen 3, it kind of felt like the right thing at the right time. Obviously, because of this pandemic, car companies aren't spending as much on doing stuff, and that's why we've got this 2-season homologated engine, which is actually a big thing, which is why we're so surprised about Audi and BMW leaving, because their powertrains will last until the end of season 8, but they've decided to pull the plug at the end of season 7, pun intended. But yes, Gen 3 is going to be not a huge amount different. It's there's going to be 350 kilowatts power instead of 250, we believe. And so yeah, there's an increase in the powertrain, but it is still just solely the powertrain that these manufacturers can alter. They can't muck about with anything else underneath the chassis, and they can't do anything to the chassis either. It is solely just the powertrain. And so from a manufacturer standpoint, Audi and BMW are like, yeah, we've developed this quite a fair bit over the previous years we've been doing this, and yeah, I think they just thought, yeah, we have done all we can, and so so long, thanks for all the fish. Yeah.
Ed, do you think, because testing finished, right? We'll talk about testing at some point in this show. Who knows when? Who knows how long this show will be? But the final day, they were separated by 7 temps, and coming from this and seeing that 2 teams are pulling out, is a field now separated by 7 temps, and we keep saying at the every oh, it's going to be the most competitive championship ever in Formula E history. Has that actually been a detrimental thing for Formula E? Because is that showing that, these manufacturers, they have maximized pretty much all they can do with the powertrain and what they can achieve, that there isn't that next step, there's nothing really in the future with the roadmap that they can really do to someone to make a big gain. We had the dual motor system with Nissan, which could have changed the game, but it got banned, it got isolated, and I know costs have been a huge reason for that, but there was some innovation, which I think a series like Formula E desperately needs, is innovation, but we stopped it, and then we're like, well, what's the point?
Yeah, there's a sense that Formula E decided to almost sacrifice innovation for a competitive field because that creates a better TV product. But then, and I think we might get onto this a bit later, is the fact of have they marketed that TV product to justify and do it enough to justify doing that? And I'm not sure there's a positive yes on that one. But yeah, I think, like you say, the twin motor thing was a big flashpoint. I think it's also in the case of the smaller independent teams that just don't have the budget. They just didn't want them to be left behind, maybe. And of course, that hasn't. Some of them, they've still been a little bit uncompetitive anyway in recent years. But like I say, for the beginning of season 7, it seems that a lot of them have all caught up. But if the pre-season testing is anything to go by, so I don't know. I don't think it's entirely under. I think we have got some great racing because of it, but has it come at the cost of making these manufacturers disinterested from an engineering point of view. I think that is a very valid point.